Hey guys, this is another computer videos in the computer video series, and this computer video is on computer languages. Now in this video, it might help that you go back to previous videos and watch those before watching this video because there are some technical words that are explained in previous videos. Anyway, let's get started. So what exactly is a computer language? Well, I have referred to and even talked about computer languages in previous videos, but to be explicit, a computer language is a code made up of characters and symbols that the computer can interpret and use to deliver a task. Like humans use languages of English, French, Spanish, Hindi, etc., computers have their own languages, called computer languages. There are different levels of computer languages, as shown by the diagram, and they each have their differences in terms of the technicality and the ease of comprehension for the computer or user. For instance, a higher level of computer language may be associated with language that's harder for the computer to understand. Also, the different kinds of computer languages are differentiated based on the characters they use and what the syntax of the code means. For instance, if one computer language has a word print for print, but another computer language has the word print for print, that would be one differentiating character grouping that would make two different languages different. So, more in depth on the levels of computer languages. So as I just said, there are different levels of computer languages, and if the level is higher, it means that the language is harder for the computer or compiler to understand, and the computer will thus take longer to deliver the task instructed. But a higher computer language level also means that it's easier for the user to understand, and similar to human language. The highest level of the computer languages is the fourth generation computer language, also known as 4GL. This computer language can usually be coded by people without thorough education in computer science, and is also, according to the levels, the language that is hardest for the computer to understand, but the easiest for our users to read and code. Next is the third generation computer language, or the high-level language. This level includes languages such as Pascal, C language, C++ language, Fortran, Java, Python, and many more. These languages are referred to as programming languages because they run on programs, and then compilers, something I've talked about on previous videos, turn these programming languages into machine languages so the computer understands the code, since the programming languages are easy for the users to understand, but not the computers. The compiler needs to turn this programming code into machine code or language. Now, machine languages are the easiest languages for computers to understand and deliver a task with, and this is why compilers convert programming languages into machine languages. Machine languages can be best read by computers and consist only of numbers. Also, something important to note about machine languages is that each kind of CPU has a specific machine language it works with. So one CPU's machine language is different from another, and they can't be interchanged, or else the CPU won't know what the computer is talking about. Now, in the diagram, you might notice something called an assembly language. This language links both what the programming language says from the high-level languages and what the machine code should say. The assembly language basically helps in converting the programming language into machine language. The assembly language is still considered one of the high-level languages, like the fourth generation language and the high-level language level, but it's hard for users to read as compared to those other high-level languages. Finally is the last level, the hardware. This isn't a computer language, but it is the output for computer languages to be used, and basically what the computer language and what the compiler is trying to get to in order for the hardware to understand what is going on with the language. So more in programming languages. So as I just discussed, there are different kinds of programming languages, such as Pascal, Java, Python, etc. And each of these languages has its pros and cons. For instance, Python is considered a good language used for programming because it is able to carry out all the functions of the computer, such as creating an efficient website and running a program. Python is also very easy to learn. Another easy-to-learn computer language is Java, however not quite as easy as Python. Java, nonetheless, is a good programming language for object-oriented programming. What is object-oriented programming? Well, object-oriented programming, also known as inheritance, simplifies the code and makes the code easier to write because it avoids redundancy in the code. If you've worked with Java or Python, you might have seen these kinds of codes and use these kinds of codes, and it makes your life much easier while you're coding it. And this is why people prefer to use Java or Python. On the other hand, C code is a good programming code because it allows users to write code that can do high-level functions on the computer, but it doesn't take too much effort to write or for the computer to perform the code. Obviously, I didn't talk about all the programming languages, and I did not talk about all the pros and cons for each language because there are many programming languages out there, and I just wanted to give a fundamental idea of what may be different between different languages. So, also, here are some examples of what the differences between different kinds of codes may be when they are typed out. Here you can see the ease of typing certain types of codes, such as Python, as compared to other codes, such as Java. Both of these, as a reminder, are both easy codes to write, or easy to learn codes to code. So, and you can see that Python is a much shorter code typed out than Java, which again makes it one of the most popular codes to write for beginners. So that was it for this video. I hope you learned about the different levels of the computer languages and what each level means in terms of difficulty for the user and computer. And I also hope you learned how and what it means to differentiate between different programming languages and just how the programming languages are different and why people prefer one over the other. Anyway, here are just a list of citations I used for this video, including pictures and content. And here are just a couple more picture citations I used for this video. And I hope you like this video again. And if you don't quite understand everything that's going on in this video, take a look at previous videos I've made in this computer video series. And if you have questions even after watching all the videos, then be sure to leave those in the comments below and I'll answer them. And if you have any ideas for future videos, then leave those in the comments below. It doesn't just have to be computers, it can be anything. I even have some neurology videos on the channel. So feel free to just comment and give ideas. And if you like videos like this and you find them very educational, then feel free to subscribe so that you can keep watching these kinds of videos. Thanks for watching.